Does my therapist write a note when I cancel session? When I late cancel session? When I no-show a session? Basically, does my therapist write a note if I don't go to session? Obviously, I don't know what every therapist does, but I will tell you what I do in my practice. When I worked for other people, when we had cancellations, late cancels, no-shows, we did not write notes for that. And when I started my solo private practice, I knew that was something I wanted to change because I'm one of those people that does like the rule of if you don't document, then it didn't happen. And obviously, I've shared on here before that I'm very vague in my documentation in general, especially when it comes to like the content of session. And also, there are some like more logistical things that I do think is important to document just in case any concerns come up in the future with a specific client. When clients cancel or late cancel or no-show a session, I do document that. Now, obviously, I don't do like a full progress note because a session did not happen. So instead, what I will do is I will go into my electronic medical record, which I use Simple Practice. So what I do is I log into Simple Practice, I go to the appointment that was supposed to happen, and I attach the note to that appointment. And then in that note, I don't use my regular template. I use just an open, like free-for-all template, which I believe in Simple Practice is called their Simple Progress Note. And all I do is type into there, client canceled session on this day at this time for this reason. If the client late canceled, I will say client late canceled session on this day at this time for this reason. I did charge the late cancel fee, or if I didn't charge the late cancel fee, this is why I didn't charge. I do the same thing if a client no-shows, except I also document any attempts to contact the client. So usually what I do, if it's like 5 to 10 minutes past the start of session time and I haven't heard from them, I send them a text. If we get to like 15 minutes after, I try and give them a call. And so if a client no-shows, I am also documenting the attempts that I took to contact them and then documenting that I did not hear back from them. When clients give a reason for why they cancel or late cancel, I'm not going into a bunch of detail. I'm leaving it very vague, such as client had a work conflict, client had something else going on in their schedule. Like, I'm not giving too many details. I'm just giving some insight into what was going on. And this is helpful not just for logistics, for like if any concerns come up about the attendance policy, it's also helpful in terms of therapeutic material. So for example, let's say somebody is coming to therapy to work on like creating more space for themselves and putting themselves first in their life, but they're consistently canceling because they're showing up for work projects instead that don't necessarily need to happen at the time of therapy, but they are prioritizing that. That could be an opportunity to reflect back on these cancellation notes and be like, hey, let's talk about this because this doesn't seem in alignment with what you originally came to therapy for. If you're a therapist, let me know what you think. Do you do this? Do you not do this? And if you don't, why?